Pete.
Yep, okay. Before we start this meeting, I'd like to announce the transfer station will be open this Wednesday, as it'll be closed on Saturday for Truth and Reconciliation Day. The office will be closed Monday here at the town hall. So transfer station will be open Wednesday but closed on Saturday. So with that, I'd like to call this meeting the Oxford Town Council to order. You've all got a copy of the agenda. Could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Seconder?
Seconded.
All those in favor? Carried. Minutes, you've got copies of the council minutes from June 26th. Any errors or omissions? Anybody like to note out? And we've also got copies from the special council meeting we had September the 11th. Any errors or omissions? And I'll declare them approved as submitted. First up, we've got Jimmy Ward, MPAL Activity Leader. He's gonna talk on a couple of topics, so the floor is yours, Jimmy.
Great, thank you. So first off, we're looking to have the Recreation Nova Scotia Anti-Racism Charter signed. The Anti-Racism Charter and the work that is led up to development will promote discussions and actions regarding racist and discriminatory behavior in recreation. The charter consists of 4 actions and commitments. Number 1 is acknowledgement and addressing racism. Number 2 is provide ongoing training and educational opportunities. Number 3, build racially representative communities. And number 4 is to design equitable and inclusive opportunities for our community. By signing the charter, we will be eligible to receive funding through Recreation Nova Scotia to implement an Upstart program in our community, and such program will be based on surveys that will be heading out to the community to determine how to best use this money. And we're looking for an ongoing program, so something that can continue yearly after year, year after year, and this can be anything as long as it has an active component to it. I'd like to propose that council consider signing the charter, and in doing so, Oxford would actually be the first one in the Cumberland region to do so.
All right, we've got a motion to that effect.
The other bag is yours if you want it.
Excuse me, Mark, can you mute yourself?
Thank you.
Okay, so we have a motion by Deputy Mayor McDonald, seconded by Councillor Black. All those in favor of the motion, please raise a hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Carry on, sir.
Second on my agenda is the Walk and Wheel project, or Walkability project, as you can see. In front of you, we have a proposal for this project. This proposal was submitted by the members of PEACH, which stands for Planning and Equality, Accessibility, and Community Health. As we all know, here in Oxford, we're surrounded by a network of recreational trails and routes that encourage active living lifestyle and is beneficial to those within our community and those surrounding our community. According to the town's physical activity strategy and recreation plan, walking and biking are on the top of the list as activities that residents in our community are looking to do more. The proposed first step is to achieve these goals in this plan lies in the assessment of Oxford's active transportation challenges. PEACH's role will be to perform these series of community assessments that will align to follow the federal and provincial accessibility standards. And this information will be gathered through geographical information systems and community data, and using sample methods to audit the quality of our streets and our trails. When completed, we will receive a final report and a video summary of the project methods, findings, and recommendations. You will see in your email that there is an attachment, a walkability plan that's to be acted, an 80-page in-depth report that they are currently working on the project. So this is what we would get from PEACH. It's a very in-depth proposal on how to move forward with the project. And we're looking to start this planning in October and hope to have it finalized by March. The estimated budget for this project is reported to be about $8,900, which the majority will be covered by the Active Communities Fund for Recreation Nova Scotia and any in-kind contributions on our own end or the recreation budget that we have money set aside for. So I'd like to propose to council that we move forward with this project and have PEACH conduct their surveys to gather the information we need in order to best move forward.
We need a motion to that, Linda.
Do you want him to proceed? Yes.
Okay, would someone like to make a motion to that effect? Moved by Councilor Canning, seconder.
I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay,
It's still very much in the works. The proposal that you see in front of you and the estimated budget is just a number right now. But my active communities fund is going to cover the majority of that. We have money set aside as well.
Okay, we've got a motion on the floor. Question, go ahead.
What exactly will be the cost of the town?
That would be, once they get in and they determine the best layout for the town in terms of, our streets and pathways, then we would know more. This is more or less just the proposal and the plan to move forward with the bigger project, which would happen in the next year or two.
So it'll come back again?
It'll come back again.
Okay.
Okay.
And this will tie right in with the water, or the accessibility as well, the sidewalks, the streets and everything that we're currently working on. This is more or less just kind of the recreation side of the project.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we've got a motion on the floor. All those in favor of the proposed motion, please raise a hand and say aye. Aye. Motion carried. Thank you.
That's all I have for you today.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Jimmy. Next up, new business. Technology devices policy presented at CAF September 11th needs approval. Linda, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. So this here policy was presented at the COW meeting here 2 weeks ago, and so we're just looking for council to adopt this policy. This was a request from our auditors to have this policy in place. And so the purpose of this policy, which is our technology devices policy, the town of Oxford recognizes the role technology plays in providing municipal services to allow staff to work together in an environment where learning, informed decision-making, and innovation is key. The town of Oxford provides devices to some of its staff. Devices can be devices, notebooks, tablets, and/or cell phones. The purpose of this policy is to outline the acceptable use and care of these devices and the employee's role in ensuring that the municipal assets, information, and network systems are protected. So we're looking to see if we could adopt this policy.
Okay, we need a motion to adopt that.
So
Moved by Deputy Mayor McDonald. Do we have a seconder?
second.
Second by Councilor Jones. Does anyone have any questions or comments? We'll call for a vote. All those in favor of adopting this, please raise a hand and say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you very much. Next up, accessibility plan, Town of Oxford, 2023 to 2026, presented at COW. Linda.
Okay, thank you, Your Worship. So the accessibility committee had worked really hard in getting this plan together. We finally have a plan that we're satisfied with, and also it had been presented to the accessibility directorate as well. And they reviewed it and said it met all the criteria that was required. So that being said, we did present this at the last meeting of the Committee of the Whole on September 11th, and we're looking to see if we can adopt the official accessibility plan for the town of Oxford 2023 to 2026.
I have a motion, please.
So moved.
Seconded. Okay, moved by Deputy Mayor McDonald, seconded by Councilor Colburn. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, all those in favor of adopting the accessibility plan, please raise a hand and say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried, and I want to thank anyone and everyone who participated in putting this project together. It was a lot of work, so it's much appreciated. Thank you.
Dedicated volunteers there.
Yes. Next up, 3-year arena lease.
Thank you. So this here, we were going to enter into a contract, a 3-year contract with the Oxford Arena Association. And they came to us with a couple of changes they would like to see made. So I just need to make a formal motion that we can enter into this 3-year agreement with these 2 changes to the original contract that was drafted. The $45,000 that we would donate to the Oxford Arena to manage the arena, that annually it would be looked at and adjustments would be made using either the calendar year CPI, Statistics Canada for Nova Scotia. The second item is that the $45,000 that was set aside, not only to be used for electricity and gas, but could also include maintenance and supplies, as those are other 2 large items. So those are the 2 that we'd like to put into our draft to make that agreement. Go ahead to enter.
I'd like to make that motion.
Okay, we've got a
I'll second that.
motion moved by Councilor Jones and seconded by Councilor McNutt. Any questions from the floor? All those in favor of the motion, please raise a hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Thank you very much, and thank you to the people that look after the arena for us. We appreciate it. Next up, 5.4, well number 4, replace the well pump, pipe, and wire. The housekeeping item, Linda, do you want to give us background again?
Yes, so over the summer, it was recognized and identified that we needed to replace the well pump number 4 very quickly. So we had to act fast. So we were given a price to replace the well pump, pipe, and wire at $43,087.41. We did sought out other companies. One came back higher, and the second one is within the same cost quoted here. Mr. Ron White is very familiar with our site out there as well. So we're just looking to get a formal motion from council to prove that, that we can go ahead with that, the amount,
Right.
yes. Sorry, lost my words.
You're looking for a motion from the floor to that effect?
So moved.
Seconder?
Second that.
Okay, moved by Councillor Colburn, second by Councillor Black, that we formally accept that bid of $42,087.41.
And I should note, maybe, we
Yes.
modified that motion just that the monies had to come out of the water capital, as our
Yes.
senior accountant approved.
Okay.
So, okay.
Marvin Cap, all those in favor of the motion, please raise a hand and say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, 5.5, SCADA update. Linda, see your name here again.
Okay, yes, so also at that same time, our SCADA upgrade was required. In our this year's budget, it was estimated at $20,000, and it was looking like it was going to be more closer to $26,000. So at the time, we were asking council, which is an additional $6,000 from our water general operating budget for the unexpected cost to upgrade our SCADA. Now, the SCADA, what it does, it gives us accurate numbers for our approvals, reporting information from our water and distribution and everything like that, so it's something we had to get done.
Okay, could I have a motion, please?
That's to increase the from 20,000 to 26.
26,
Yes.
yep.
So moved.
Seconder? Moved by Deputy Mayor McDonald, second by Councillor Black.
Question, Your Worship.
Oh, go ahead, sorry, questions.
Is this 26,000 going to increase again, or is this a definite?
It's a definite number.
We
because
know
that
more than
expenses
26,000.
Yeah, definite,
Thank you.
good question. Okay, all those, any other questions?
Just one question.
okay.
What does that, I mean, I know that came out of general operating, that extra 6,000, but we've taken 43,000 out of the capital. What does that leave us in the capital?
Didn't that come out of the water capital?
Water capital.
Yeah, but does the,
SCADA comes out of that too.
well, it comes out of general operating though.
I thought Linda said.
Water general operating, the water,
Oh,
this year's water operating budget.
We had already budgeted that,
yeah,
but what does that leave us in 5.4 for, in reserve for the general operating? Do you know?
At the summer, we took a vote on it, at the summertime to go ahead. So she had it at the time, it was all within balance. We're still,
Okay, no, I'd be just curious to know what we're
and she's
left with.
away, yeah.
yeah, she's in Greece.
Yes.
She's not here.
She's not here to answer your question.
Can't answer that without
Sorry.
following up on it, you're fine.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay.
I'd like to know.
We've got a motion on the floor. All those in favor of the, or unless there's any other questions first. Okay, all those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Motion carried. 5.6, 5-year lease agreement with Oxford Pioneer Heritage Club. Linda.
Thank you. So the Oxford Pioneer Heritage Club has an agreement here with the town. And so in order for them to receive grants, they had to show proof of an agreement. So there was a little bit of discussion to enter into an agreement with the Oxford Pioneer Heritage Club for another 5 years. So we had drafted that together, and we're just looking for a formal motion to enter as per requested. And it also follows within our lease agreement as well, that we have with them.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, we've got a motion. Do we have a seconder? Second by Councillor Canning. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye. Motion carried. Next up, tax and water collection policy, recommended changes. Linda, do you want to give us a brief?
I do. So with our last tax and water collection policy, we had to consider some changes just to maybe avoid any possible loopholes. So a few changes from our original policy involves the statement number 4. What we're changing it to is provide staff with equitable guidelines for informed, sustainable decision-making and legal guidelines to staff and the public consistent with the town's organizational values of excellence and fiscal responsibility, ensuring all taxpayers are served well and fairly. We've also included terms. Terms 1 is immediate family and the definition of that. And also term 2 is lien and the definition of that. The main change is number 18. We wanted to add into the section where it's titled Properties and Tax Sale Position. The town of Oxford will not accept a tender bid from a tax assessed owner, his or her agent, or his or her immediate family for any sum less than the full amount of taxes, interest, and expenses associated with respect to the land. So I'm actually not looking for an approval tonight. This is just to let you know of the possible policy. We need to give so many days with this policy before we can approve that. So just looking to be considered at our next council meeting,
Okay.
those possible changes.
And do I have any questions for Linda regarding that? No? Okay. Go to 5.8, update on Town of Oxford audited financials.
Okay, thank you. So as you know, our current auditors, they were striving to meet the deadline to have our audit financials ready for September 30th. As we have tasked the auditors to assist in the asset retirement obligation, and they consider this, the auditors, a significant new undertaking for them, as where they are performing the assessment themselves. And so they did not anticipate to have this work completed within the next 2 weeks, which at the time they sent us this email, September 13th. So they're going to continue to work through the audit as quickly as possible, but just so you know, it's going to not be ready for September 30th as we had hoped. So anyways, we didn't want me to share that with you folks here, because we're going to have the financials here before September 30th.
Yes. Anyone have any questions for Linda regarding that?
Did they give us a possible date? Because I remember last year it held up funding or something because we were.
It holds our, they don't have a possible date on here, but we could follow up and find out when.
It would be good to do that because then we're
Yes.
not waiting on
I
funding.
think this is, we have to follow the new procedure put out by the province, but, you know, is that correct, Linda?
It's a new requirement, the asset retirement obligation, it's a reporting, yeah. Follow up on timeline.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other questions for Linda regarding that? Okay. We'll go next to drug and alcohol policy introduced for consideration.
Okay, so this policy is another introduction, so it's not looking for adoption yet. It's new, and so with this, we needed to enhance what we currently have in play in regards to our employee handbook as well as the union contract as well. So what we're looking at, the purpose of this is to establish framework for the responsible use of alcohol, certain medications, and cannabis in support of the following objectives: the maintenance of a physical fit workplace, the promotion of safety in the workplace, the maintenance of operational effectiveness, and the avoidance of impairment, which would prevent the safe and effective performance of employees' duties and endangerment of coworkers and public. So we're looking to introduce this at our, hopefully have a second look at this at our next council meeting, but I just wanted to put that out there, that this has been organized and put together to keep up with, to make sure all the language is there and that, you know, we're keeping everybody safe. That's a health and safety measure as well.
Any questions for Linda? No? Okay, we will move on. Appointment of Bola Faya land use planner for the town of Oxford, Linda.
Okay, thank you, Your Worship. I'm gonna try his name as well. So we're looking, we need a motion to appoint Abala Fallet as our land use planner for the town of Oxford. He works alongside with Andrew Fisher, and as you know, with the housing and development going on, they need more people. So this gives him authority to sign things off as well, to improve the efficiency, to assist us with the adopting the housing issues that we're having here quicker.
Do I have a motion to that effect, please?
I'll make that motion, Your Worship.
Seconder?
I'll second that.
Okay, moved by Counselor Jones, seconded by Counselor McNutt. All those in favor of the motion, please raise a hand and say aye. Motion carried. Okay, next up, we're going into camera shortly after this, but we did have a letter from a citizen asking us to consider talking or meeting with 13 Ways, an outfitter of Alberta, about how to improve things in a small town, basically. So last Thursday night, most of the council was here. We had an online meeting with them. It was very informative. He gave us some very good advice on things, but the cost of this program is quite prohibitive, anywhere from 80 to 150,000. And council felt that money was better spent building up our infrastructure, as right now we're experiencing a housing boom. So and he sort of agreed with us that with the housing boom, that's where we should be focused. So I want to thank the citizen that brought this to our attention. He plans on sending us some more literature. Some of the stuff he told is quite informative and will be proved to be quite useful. So with that, I would like to have a motion to go in camera.
So,
So moved. Do I have a seconder? Seconder. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried, and we'll go in camera.